Hello everyone, my name is Zoe Hawk, and welcome back to another episode of Dragon Age Origins. Today we will be, we'll do Soldier's Peak first. We just got done with Lothering, so, we'll do Soldier's Peak first, and then get going with the rest of the stuff. I do want to talk to some people in camp.
Bad dreams, huh?
Well, I just want to point out the fact that we're wearing full armor while sleeping does not seem very comfortable. Bad dreams. It seemed so real. Must have been something I ate. Why are you bothering me? I'm fine. Must have been something I ate.
Drag more like, as in the tainted blood, remember? You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The archdemon, is that the dragon? Why didn't Duncan just tell everyone that? Or are these dreams going to happen a lot? Are these dreams going to happen a lot?
It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
I'm not frightened. Any other surprises I should know about? You could have told me earlier. Thank you, Alistair. I appreciate it. Any other surprises?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Okay, like I was saying before, I do want to talk to a few people in camp here. First, my uppy duppy.
Oh, why, you little...
What? Did you jump at the sight of your own shadow again? Are you harassing my dog? Did you just jump at your shadow again?
Oh, you're so funny. Such rapier wit. Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me, look.
There's hardly any blood drawn, still he shouldn't have. It was just a warning, he could have taken a hand off. Good boy, teach that silly Alistair a lesson. Bad dog, that's not very nice. Well, he is a war dog. There's hardly any blood drawn, but still he shouldn't have.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me. I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Don't listen to Alistair, he's full of rubbish. If you've had it and didn't know it probably was tasty. I'd never feed you another human being. I'd never feed you another human being.
It's not cannibalism if he's eating it, you know.
Yes, it would be, Alistair. It really would be. Okay,
You're a hard man to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the Coins? Levy the Trader?
I'm Hawk, I've never heard of you. Duncan never mentioned you. You know Duncan. Duncan never mentioned you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's... well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What promise did Duncan make to you? How did you know Duncan? I have pressing matters to attend to. Farewell. What promise did he make?
My family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arlen banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
Just tell me what I need to know. What happens next? Oh, what happened next? That's a bit drastic, isn't it? Actually, just tell me what I need to know.
Duncan wanted to reclaim the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak, and perhaps we'll uncover evidence to restore my family's honour along the way. Nobody's been to Soldier's Peak since the Grey Wardens were banished, but I found a way. They say it's haunted, and it's certainly dangerous. Will you help me?
Your family's faith will be rewarded. I will help you. Let's go to Soldier's Peak. Why didn't Duncan help you? How will reclaiming the peak help the Wardens? I'll think about it. How will reclaiming the peak help the Wardens?
Soldier's Peak is strategic and symbolic importance. Duncan said that it would be worth it right there. He also hoped to recover lost Warden history and perhaps a few old relics. No one knows what's up there now.
Let's go to Soldier's Peak.
1,000 blessings upon you, Warden. I'll mark down the location on your map. When you arrive, we'll pick our way through the tunnels together.
Okay. So we got Soldier's Peak started. Let's talk to them.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennick, at your service once again. I saw your camp and remember the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
You're free to stay, just mind yourselves. Let me see your wares, Bodin. Have you been following us? What are you selling exactly? What are you selling exactly?
Anything, everything, but all of the finest quality. No cheap trinkets here. And my boy Sandal happens to be a bit of a hand with enchantments. Oh, yes. Sadly, it also makes us a target for bandits and the like. If there were spare hands to hire as guards, I would have done so long ago.
Well, you're free to stay, just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
You got it. We don't really need enchantments right now. We barely have any runes as is, so... Yeah, we have... Let me see. By type. Yeah, we have a Novice Frost rune, Journeyman Lightning rune. Yeah, they're no good right now. Let's go talk to Morrigan and flirt.
What do you wish of me?
Well, I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
Is Flemeth really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
A nutty old bat.
Sometimes I do wonder the very same thing. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I didn't even know there was such a thing. I've heard a little of it. I'm more interested in the truth. Spare me bedtime stories. Well, we grew up in the tower, and I'm pretty sure we never heard of this. So, I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Ah, I see. That does explain much. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
That sounds interesting. Alright, but make it quick. And the point would be, no thanks. That sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Just how long ago is this? Yes, I've heard this part. Not true then? Not true then?
No, quite true, but this part only. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conobar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
He sold his wife to another man. Flemeth must have been angry. Seems like a fair deal. He sold his wife to another man?
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She spoke to spirits or demons, but wasn't she now married to a wealthier man? So she truly loved Olsen then. Spirits or demons?
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Of course Flemeth would say that, which she never invaded or he never defeated her. Cormac is a revered hero, I understand. Which she never invaded or he
The
never
truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Do you believe her version? How is it that Flemeth has survived for so long? The legends tell of Flemeth having many daughters. Aren't abominations usually insane horrors? An interesting story, thank you. It all sounds like hogwash. Do you believe her version?
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has coloured her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
How is it that Flemeth has survived for so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters? I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one, and these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed, so should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Aren't abominations usually insane horrors?
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
Well, thank you for the story.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
There's nothing really to say about her. I love her. What else do you want to know? Keep your curiosity to yourself. Well, I don't think our character knew his mother, so there's really nothing to say about her.
I see. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
Why is she envious of us not being able to tell her anything about our mother? I don't understand that. Anyways, let's talk to her again.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you
If
something.
you must.
Did you grow up in the Kokari Wilds?
Why do you ask me such questions? I do not probe you for pointless information, do I?
It's not really pointless, it's just getting to know you. But yeah, you could probe me anytime.
Beg pardon then while I jump for joy. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief forays into a civilized wilderness.
And you remained unnoticed, but you kept going back to the wilds. I have a hard time picturing that. And you remained unnoticed?
For the most part. Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
You must have looked quite the fool. Very daring, that sounds like you. I can just imagine. Were you hurt? Were you hurt?
Was I hurt? What manner of simpering weakling do you take me for? Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
That was quick thinking. What happened to the poor man? Supposed to be surprised you're a good liar? That was quick thinking.
Men are always willing to believe two things about a woman. One, that she is weak, and two, that she finds him attractive. I played the weakling and battered my eyelashes at the captain of the guard. Child's play. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
It's not human society. You're in Ferelden. Touching like a handshake. Were you upset by all the bad touching? Were you upset by all the bad touching?
At least with that sort of touching, I would have been able to intuit the intent with far greater ease. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes. How to eat at a table. How to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Yet here you are. You could go back if you like. I guess the joke's on you then. Well, I'm glad it worked out this way at least.
Yes? Let's ignore the entire darkspawn threat in the presence of a simpleton as your only other Grey Warden ally, then. Not that I lack appreciation for the intent of your comment. Thank you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes?
She just called Alistair a simpleton. Oh my god.
Yes?
We'll talk to you later. Maybe just one more.
Yes?
So life in the wilds must have been very lonely.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
Did they speak back and that seemed normal to you? But you eventually left. That sounds wonderful. But you eventually left.
Such simple pleasures will only enthrall for so long. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
So you were a thief. I can't imagine Flemeth was pleased. What happened then? I can't imagine Flemeth was pleased with that.
She was not. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
You were just a child. I have a hard time picturing you heartbroken. Flemeth was right, no doubt. But you were just a child.
And a foolish one. Flemeth was right to break me of my fascination. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
I feel sorry for you, but you don't need to live that way any longer. They made you stronger, didn't they? Those are harsh lessons to teach a child. They made you stronger?
They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
Okay. I think we talked to her enough for today. Sten, I want to talk to you.
Why are we stopping?
Never mind, let's keep going. I think we should talk for a moment. We are working together. I think I should get to know you. Let's just get a few things straight. I think I should get to know you.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Never mind, let's keep moving. I need to know if I can trust you at my back. Are you alright? You were in that cage for weeks. What's your hurry? I need to know if I can trust you at my back.
I am Kunari. I have given my word to aid you. We are not people of idle promises.
Good to know. Good to know. You said you were in the army.
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, human.
What do you mean by that? So you must know your way around a battlefield then? I've never seen a Konari before. Tell me about your people. So you must know your way around a battlefield then?
Some of them. They aren't all alike.
Are you always as bad at answering questions? Yeah, that one.
Generally. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the darkspawn are immediate.
True, let's go. Are you alright? You were in that cage for weeks. What's your hurry? Are you alright?
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
Okay, we should get going.
As you wish.
Good talk. Then, good talk. Okay, let's go. First, before we go to get Alistair,
Yes.
Morgan,
Indeed.
and Liliana.
Indeed.
First, before we go to Soldier's Peak, we're gonna go to Denerim. Okay, so we're here in Denerim. I want to pick up a bunch of missions.
Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over him. Foul and corrupt are they who have taken his gift and turned it against his.
Okay, so most of these we're gonna just accept, and as we play the game, normally just doing like mostly main missions, we'll be completing most of these by like default. So
They shall be named Maleficar, accursed ones. They shall find no rest in this world or beyond.
They are funny.
They say
But-
you can get anything here. I once got pickpocketed.
Anyways, like I was saying, most of them will just like automatically complete. So
I've got a cousin in the Templars. He says the mages in the tower out on Lake Callanhod are all turning into demons.
They always say that, though.
Well, this time it's true. They're not sure what to do about it yet, he says.
What's to do? I thought you killed them.
Easier said than done. Mages pick a fine time to go turning into demons, I tell you.
that's giving us a clue that we need to go to the tower. Don't believe the lies, friends of the Grey Wardens assemble. The hidden pole holds the key to resistance. The griffins will rise again. Okay. We'll take care of that later. I want to avoid this guy right here. He tries to fight us, and I don't think we have the necessary requirements to,
Do you think they sell
Convince
false
him.
ribbons in that store? I've been meaning to spruce up my boots for the longest time.
I don't think we have the necessary coercion skills to dissuade him from attacking us, so. And I don't want to have to kill him. Okay, before we collect any more codexes.
Welcome to the wonders of Thedas. We carry items crafted by the Circle, as well as a variety of antiquities. Is there anything you would like to see?
Browse wares. So I don't know if this is actually what like pro players do when they play this game, but I always buy this belt, and it gives us increased experience from codexes. So any codex that we find, like this one here, we'll get
Now, better than
75
later.
instead of, I think 45 is what we were getting. But yeah, we'll get increased, and as we level up more and more, that number will go down from 75 to, I think, 50 or 60. I'm not sure. But yeah, it'll go down as we level up more.
I'll get on it.
But this is what I always do, so.
You think they have any miniature golem dolls?
History of the Chantry, Chapter 4, not interested. There's nothing. Oh, there's one more. The Cornari. That might be interesting. Let's see what that says. It's pretty short, so. Anyway, anyone who travels far enough to the north will eventually encounter the Cornari. White-haired, brown-skinned giants, a head, again, taller than a man, with frighteningly calm demeanors and a sort of sparkling fire behind their eyes. For quite a long time, people believed that all Qunari were male, or that their men and women were simply indistinguishable. It was not until the blessed age that diplomats from Ravine were allowed, however briefly, to visit Ferelden, and there they discovered that Qunari females do exist in abundance, and are quite easily recognized, though Ravani say that Qunari have a certain kindness to them, or at least a conspicuous lack of cruelty, although I did not observe the creatures closely enough to evaluate their character. Oh. Okay, I think we got all the codexes in here. Yeah. Well, let's go back out. Yeah. And then we need to go in here. Okay. Well, let's look around here and see what we can find. History of the Chantry, Chapter 3, not interested. And Dragon Calls, not really interested. Okay, Waylon.
Yes? What are you doing here?
Who are you?
My name is Waylon. I'm the assistant of the scholar Brother Genitivi. This is his house.
Who is Brother Genitivi? Oh, I suppose I shouldn't have barged in like that. I was just looking around. Who is Brother Genitivi?
He's an eminent scholar and researcher who serves the Great Chantry. When you first came in, I was hoping that you had news of Brother Genitivi. Wishful thinking, it seems.
News? What news are you waiting for? What do you mean? Has something happened to him? No, I have no news of this person. What happened? Or something happened?
I haven't seen Brother Genitivi in weeks. He sent no word. It's so unlike him. Genitivi was on the trail of the Urn of Sacred Ashes. I fear he has gotten too close to the truth.
Do you think he's in trouble because of the urn? What do you know of the urn? What do you think he discovered? Have you tried searching for him? Maybe he has found the urn and is studying it. What do you think he discovered?
I don't know. He was very excited when he left and said he would be back with all the answers. Perhaps the urn has been lost for a reason. I pray for Genitivi's safety, but hope dwindles with each passing day. I tried to send help, but some knights came from Redcliffe looking for him not long ago. I sent them after Genitivi, and they too have disappeared.
Where did you send them?
Now, don't ask me where they went. You'll go after them. And what if ill luck should befall you too? This search is a curse on all of us. Some things are not meant to be found. I know that now.
Just tell me before I lose my patience.
All right, all right. All he said before he left was that he would be staying at an inn near Lake Kellenhard, investigating something in that area.
Good, I'll head for the inn immediately then. What exactly was he investigating? I hope his trail has not gone cold. If I have time, I shall search for Brother Genitivi. Maybe you're right, I shouldn't get involved in this. What exactly was he searching? What exactly was he investigating?
I don't know. All I discovered from going through his research was that he was staying at the inn.
But didn't you just say that he spoke to you and told you that?
Yes, of course he told me, but I also went through his things to see if I could find other clues to his whereabouts.
You sound nervous. Are you hiding something?
That's not true. I told you everything I know. Brother Genitivi told me about the inn, and that's all.
What's in this inn? Tell me now.
Nothing! I don't know! Bah! Why do I keep up this charade? I gave you a chance to turn aside and forget you ever heard of Genitivi and the urn, but you persisted. Now it has come to this. And trust they forgive me, I do this in your name.
Okay, so he's dead. That's good. What's on him? A sapphire and freezing coating? Cool. Now, I do have to say one thing is I've already played through this part. But my recording got messed up, so I'm now recording it for the second time. Oh, I could have just opened that. But I do know that when we go to Soldier's Peak, my staff isn't that good on the undead people. So I'm gonna go back to that one shop, the Mage's shop, and see what I can get in the way of a staff. a different staff. I do know in Soldier's Peak we do get a really good staff, but if I can buy a cheap one that's not this one, I'll do that.
Welcome to the wonders of Thedas.
Oh, you're so
We carry items
boring.
crafted by...
Okay. Staffs. Okay, cheaper one. Let's see. This is electricity. I think that'll do it. This is fire, though. Might be cool for a while. 7 sovereign cell. I think I'll just get the lightning rod. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. Lightning rod. Let's do that. And now we have a better one that'll do more damage to... With just the basic cast, it'll do more damage. Because I was doing 0, because they're immune to nature damage, so... And that's what that step, my old step was nature damage. So let's go to Soldier's Peak. I don't want to pick up any more quests here. Wait, actually I need to go check out one more thing. I forgot. Hopefully it doesn't trigger this guy.
It's the Maker's punishment, it is.
Okay. We might as well collect these missions as well, so...
This is where the nobility comes to get drunk and decide who is the most self-important of them all. Good times.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk to him.
What can I get you, stranger?
Do you know anyone need help? Maybe with something not strictly legal. He glances around for prying eyes and produces a few notes on behalf of interested parties. Yes. Okay. So this, and this, and this. And I don't believe she can open this yet. Yeah.
They say your mother is Flemeth, a witch of the Kokari Wilds.
They also say that washing your feet in winter makes you catch cold in the head, but we all know that is not true. But sometimes they are right, and they are right in this.
You know the stories about...
Of course. You think my mother would let me go without telling me all the stories of her youth?
My mother told me stories too. She kindled my love of the old tales and legends.
My mother's stories curdled my blood and haunted my dreams. No little girl wants to hear about the wilder men her mother took to her bed, using them till they were spent, then killing them. No little girl wants to be told that this is also expected of her once she comes of age.
Oh, I see.
No, you don't. You really don't.
Let's see what we can get from these
Allow
rooms.
me. I could do that.
Yeah,
for
let's
you.
see if you can even do it. Yeah, you can't even open it, Liliana. Useless. I think since we're a mage, we should have a spell that we can use on doors and chests to unlock them. That would be nice. Okay, we gotta not trigger this guy, so let's walk around here. Okay, we are off to go to Soldier's Peak. Yeah. Seriously? Okay. Good. Okay. World map. That's it. Okay. To Soldier's Peak. Let's go.
And here we are, Soldier's Peak. Maker's breath. Look at the size of her. What a fortress. I told you the map would get us through the tunnels.
She's impressive, that's for sure.
It's just teeming with history. Can't you feel it? So, I'll follow you about, from a distance. This place has the stench of death. I expect there's trouble up ahead.
Soldier's Peak. Looks like it's seen better days. Better centuries, more like.
Once the wardens flourished, their ranks full, their caliber certain. Now they even accept people like you, Alistair.
Hey,